Power to the truth. This is Margo. This is Tuesday, April 30th, 2019, 7:07 p.m. Pacific Time, United States of America. So we're just going to look at earthquakes tonight. I want to keep it kind of short since I got a late start. I've been doing a lot of work on my website today, and I just wanted to show you real quick here these two earthquakes that have happened, one in Russia and one in Mongolia, but they're basically the same place, and they came in this afternoon. The first one, this 4.4 near Mugur-Oksy, Russia, came in at 4:46 p.m. Pacific Time. That's my time zone. And then this 4.4 near Harmad, Mongolia at 6:57. So at 4:57 p.m. So from 4:46 to 4:47, so 11 minutes apart. Same magnitude, same area, and it's a ways away from where I saw that sulfur dioxide release up in here. And remember, I showed that last night, and it's up here. This is the global view. This is from Sunday, where the first release happened, and then it released again on Monday, and I said that I didn't know what that was from. Well, I've also seen in the past that if we have large releases of sulfur dioxide and we don't know we don't know the source of it, the explanation, it could be a precursor to an earthquake event. So, could this be connected? I'm thinking maybe so. And so if we go to the Eurasia view, here's Novaya Zemlya. And it's kind of hard to see because of the colors, but right down here is Mongolia, where this blue comes out, and this is Kazakhstan over here, and then this is all Russia. And so those earthquakes happened, those two earthquakes happened right down here. So it was a distance away, but I'm thinking they might be related. So I don't know. And here it is from yesterday, where it was separating, and then there was another release up here. So, and then from today, it's moving on out. So that's while the wind is moving the sulfur dioxide. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention, that they could be related. I'm thinking they're a few hundred miles apart, but I've seen similar things like this. So I just thought that was interesting to start out with. Also, looking at the Oroville situation, let's see the latest reading for 7 o'clock. It's at 883.43 feet. Let me log that. It's we've had a cold front move through Reno, and I'm sure they got cooler over there in Oroville as well, because it's been cloudy, and actually had snow in the mountains. So 883.43 minus, at midnight it was 882.61. So it hasn't quite gone up a foot since midnight. It's gone up 0.82 feet. So it's slowed down because it's cooler, and so there hasn't been as much snow melt, and but it's still rising. And yesterday, from midnight to midnight, it went up 1.09 feet. So that's the current level at Oroville. Now let's get over here to earthquakes. So we're looking at USGS for all magnitudes for the last 24 hours. We're seeing 284 on the map. Of those, 32 are 2.5 magnitude and higher. So let's see what's about to come off the map. We're going to start with this 5.1 near Tual, Indonesia. This came in last night at 7:28 p.m. So it was right down here. It was in the ocean, and 5.1 didn't cause any damage. So while we're here, let's head over to the east. 5.0 came in at Papandeta, Papua New Guinea, today at 4:55 p.m. Now that's on land. That could have caused some damage. Here's a 4.9, same place at 2:01 this afternoon. These are all Pacific time because that's my time zone. Next, a 4.9 near Namatanai, Papua New Guinea, at 4:44 this afternoon. A lot has been happening this afternoon. Now down here in Tonga and Fiji, here was a 4.8, Ndoye Island, Fiji, at 12:46 this afternoon. 534 kilometers deep, very deep. 4.4, Ndoye Island, Fiji, at 9:04 this morning, 538 kilometers deep. And a 4.8, Nuku Alofa, Tonga, at 5:41 this afternoon, 197 kilometers deep. So these are some deep earthquakes, and this is going to cause movement of the tectonic plates around the planet, which is what we're seeing. Up here in the Philippines, a 4.6 near General Luna at 8:40 this morning. Moving on across, here's one on land, a 4.4 near Sibolga, Indonesia. Now this is on the island of Sumatra. This happened at 5:48 this morning, 118 kilometers deep. Here's another one in the Andaman Sea. This 4.5 near Mohian, India. That's the reporting station. At 11:49 this morning, 79 kilometers deep. Coming on up here at Japan, now here's Fukushima up here. So that looks like this was just off the coast, 4.5 near Hitachi, Japan, but it's in the ocean at 8:43 this morning, 50 kilometers deep. So that didn't do any damage with it being in the ocean. And we just went over these two up here, Mongolia and Russian area. I think that's it for that part of the world. Now I want to show these two that have come in the Atlantic Ocean. Here's this 5.3 northern mid-Atlantic ridge at 1:52 this afternoon, right on the red line. And here's a 4.6. It's north of the Dominican Republic area, North Atlantic Ocean, at 1:06 this morning. Then coming on down to South America, 4.3 near Aratoca, Colombia, at 6:11 this morning, 158 kilometers deep. And that's all for South America. And what's happening over here in Baja, we have we have 5. It looks like a cluster. I'm going to change to 2.5 magnitude and higher for this. We've got quite a bit of movement down here in Baja. We've got a 1.7 near Primo Tapia at 1:49 this morning. Here's a 1.3 right on the U.S.-Mexico border, 1.3 near Progreso, Baja, at 2:10 this afternoon. And so we've got 5 here at Estación Coahuila, Baja, Mexico. This so we're going to start. I'll call them off. There was a 3.0 at 8:13 this morning, 3.3 at 9:46 this morning, 2.7 11:58 this morning, 3.3 at 1:31 this afternoon, and a 3.3 at 1:32 this afternoon. So a minute apart, those last two 3.3s. So notice that it's on this red line. This is the Imperial Fault Line. It's an extension of the San Andreas Fault. Once you get past the Salton Sea, here's the San Andreas Fault Line, and then when it picks up, it becomes the Imperial Fault Line. And it comes right down here through Baja and through the Gulf of California, and then it extends, and it's part of that tectonic plate. That all those red lines, it's where the tectonic plates come together. So we haven't seen activity like that down there since I've been looking at earthquakes. Since I started in December looking at earthquakes. So I think that is all of the international quakes. We got all these down here. We got these over in the Atlantic. We got that one in Mexico. So now let's go back to 2.5 magnitude and go to Hawaii next. We've got 7 here today. Here's one in the ocean, a 2.7. Here's a 1.9 Pahala, 1.9 Fern Acres, 1.8 Volcano, that's near Kilauea, 1.9, that's at Kilauea, 2.2, and that's at Kilauea, and then a 1.9 Honoka'a. So that's showing activity. Here's that Kilauea crater, so those are all in that vicinity there. Now let's come over to Dominican Republic. We're seeing 5 here today. 1.7, 2.4, 1.8, 1.1, and 2.3. So those are small. Now let's come up to Alaska. We're seeing 90 here today. Of those, 3 are 2.5 magnitude or higher. Here's a 3.0 Chiricahua Island, 2.6 Redoubt Volcano, and 2.5 Old Iliamna. That's another volcano. Lots of volcanoes up in Alaska. It's highly active geologically. So what is going on here at Adak? We've got 14 clustering on this little island today, and 1 in the ocean there. These are very small, under 1. This is crazy. I haven't seen this. So this started last night at 8:50 p.m. Pacific time with a 0.4 magnitude. So that's under 1. Here's a 0.7 at 9:30 last night. Here's a 0 magnitude at 9:54. Here's a 0.3 at 12:49 this morning. Here's a minus 0.6, so that's a microquake at 2:47 this morning. A minus 0.7 at 2:47 this morning. Those were about 50 seconds apart. A 0.4 at 3:49 this morning, minus 0.5 at 6:04 this morning, 0.1 at 9:06 this morning, 0.3 12:33 this afternoon, 0 magnitude at 12:34 this afternoon, minus 0.4 1:16 this afternoon, 0.3 at 2:21 this afternoon, and a 0.2 at 2:21. That was about 20 seconds after the other one. So for whatever reason, 14 little microquakes there on Adak. And remember, little ones can lead to big ones. That's what we've seen. There are 44 here in the Anchorage area today. See, Anchorage is picking up a little bit, but look at how it's all spreading out. The movement is spreading out. And here it's coming up the east side. Here's Kobuk. We have 20 at Kobuk today. These are ones, 2.2, that's the highest one it looks like. So Kobuk has a lot of mining. Here we have 4 up in the northern part near Koktovik. But you can see the pattern and how it's just moving out and spreading out there. Now let's come down to the lower 48. We're going to start with this 3.3 in Medford, Oklahoma. Last night at 9:51 p.m. Next, we're going to go over to Utah. We've got 3 here at Enterprise, 1.4, 1.1, 1.2. And we've got 1 at Farron, Utah, and 2 at East Carbon City, or south near 1.6 that's at a minus 3.4 kilometer depth, and a 1.7 at a minus 3.4 kilometer depth. So that's up in the mountain that earthquake is happening. Now we're going to check out Yellowstone. We've got 4 here today, so that's calmed down. Here's a 0.8, your Old Faithful geyser. 1.6 Jackson, Wyoming. 1.3 and a 1.4 in your Old Faithful geyser. So that's calmed down since yesterday. Here's one kind of off to the side, a 2.2 at Mullen, Idaho at 4:27 this morning. Well, this northwest is looking pretty active. Look at this. Look at this line just coming down from Port Friday, whatever it's called. Let's look at the real-time tremor map. In the last 3 hours, there have only been 3 tremors on the map. Now, the tremors are what happened before the earthquakes, and it looks like these are at the geysers. It looks like that's the area. So this is what happens before earthquakes get registered. There are tremors underneath where everything's shaking and moving. In the last 12 hours, there have just been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tremors. So 0.5 hours of tremors. In the last 24 hours, we've got 2.5 hours of tremors. And they're primarily, there's some here near Tacoma, but they're primarily to the west of Portland in that area. So let's check this out. Let's see what's going on. So we're going to start up here. 1.4 near Altfield, Washington. So there's that one. Here's a 1.1 near Des Moines, Washington. .6 near Morton, Washington. We've got a little cluster here near Carson, Washington of 0.9, 1.0, 0.8, and 0.8. We saw that. Then here's 1.6 near Rose Lodge, Oregon. It's to the west of Salem. So we've got our earthquakes. We've got a couple of explosions. A 1.5 magnitude explosion near Oregon, Oregon at 11:12 this morning, and a 1.1 magnitude near Umatilla, Oregon at 9:04 this morning. Those look pretty close together. Now let's come on down. I'm going to cover this western part of Northern California with Nevada. We've got a 1.8 and a 1.6 both near Portola. Here's a 0.6 near Cold Springs. Here's a 0.3 near Verdi. That's up in the mountains. It's west of Reno. Okay, Lake Tahoe is clear. Carson is clear. Oh my gosh. What is going on over here at Austin? We saw a whole bunch over here yesterday, but now we've got 16. Look at this. (16) at Austin, Nevada. We've got 3 that are above 2.5 magnitude at 3.5 at 11:02 last night, 3.1 at 3:11 this morning, and a 3.1 at 5:14 this afternoon. So 16. Okay, they were just continuing from last night. This was at 10:11. Then that was a 1.9, 1.6 at 10:15, 1.9 at 10:43, 3.5 at 11:02, and it's just every few minutes there's another one. So I don't know. So most of these are in the ones range, and then the last one was a 2.3. This one came in at 5:38 this afternoon. And there are different depths from, here's one at the surface, 0 kilometer depth. This one was 3 kilometers deep. Here's a 6.4 kilometer. Here's a 6.0 kilometer. So they're not super deep, but they're not at the surface either, just one at the surface. Okay, here's a Oh my gosh, this is a big explosion, a 2.4 magnitude explosion near Ely. Well, that happened at 12:30 this afternoon. That'll cause some earthquakes. And then these are all in the Hawthorne region. There are 10 here today. These are pretty small. 1.4 is the largest one. The rest are under ones. And then Goldfield has 2 1.1s. Here's a cluster of 3 here at Beatty. Microquakes. I think that's it for Nevada. That's enough. Austin. What is going on? I'd like to be a fly on the wall over there. Okay, Mammoth Lakes and Long Valley Caldera, we've got 12 here today. So here's a 2.2. It looks like that's one of the largest. Yeah, then a 1.4. Here's a 1.5 Round Valley. So this one, 1.1 Big Pine. These are Dixon Lane, Meadow Creek. Remember, there was a whole bunch of them over there yesterday. Next, here's a 0.2 near Beatty. Okay, all of these are in the COSO region, except for this one. That's a 0.2 Fort Irwin. So I'm gonna count all of these in the COSO region, and there's 7 there today. There, 1.3 is the largest one, Searles Valley. Then here's a 1.0 COSO Junction, and the rest are under that. Under ones. Here's another explosion, or quarry blast, 2.0 magnitude, near Primm, Nevada. That's the reporting station, but it was in California. That happened at 2:15 this afternoon at a minus 1.2 kilometer depth. Well, they're making up for not blasting on the weekend. Definitely making up for it. Here's a 1.5 magnitude quarry blast just at the southern end of the Chocolate Mountains. They're calling it near Los Algodones, Baja, but it was in California. So in Southern California today, let's see if we can get them situated here. We've got 25. That's not a huge amount. Here's a 1.5 Westmoreland. Here's a see, they're getting a lot of clusters. Here's 5 at Borrega Springs. They're small, but they're clustering. Here's Kauai. Let's see what else is 2.5 magnitude. 3.4 San Simon and 2.9 Redwood Valley. Okay, we'll get to those in a minute. Here's another quarry blast. 1.6 magnitude near Boren, 4:29 this afternoon. 1.6 Bodfish, 1.7 Arvin, 1.1 Lamont. Let's come on up. What have we got here? We've got 4 at San Simon, 3.4, 1.8, 1.4, and 1.7. Now this 3.4 happened at 10:10 this morning. Then this 1.8 happened at 10:24, 1.4 at 10:30, and the 1.7 at 12:25 this afternoon. So pretty close together there in time. Here's a 1.1 San Ardo, 1.1 Parkfield, 1.1 Parkfield, 1.3 Pinnacles, 1.0 Gustine, 1.2 San Martin. There's definitely an uptick in numbers here. 1.4 Fremont, 1.3 San Lorenzo, 2.1 San Leandro. I'm going to go to the geysers in a second. We got 4 at Redwood Valley, 2.8. At 10:04 last night, minus 0.5 kilometers deep, so it's up in the mountain. 2.3 Redwood Valley at 10:30 last night. 1.7 same place at 4 o'clock this morning at a minus 0.6 kilometer deep. And 2.9 same place this afternoon at 5:26 p.m. at a minus 0.6 kilometer depth. I'm just curious to see what's there. So let's just take a little trip on Google Earth and see. How about it? So this is where those earthquakes happened this morning and this afternoon. There's something there. Some kind of facility. I don't know what that is. So it looks like it's on the side of a mountain. And I don't know what could be causing it, but just right off the bat. Oh, here's another facility of some kind. Oh, look at all these. These look like storage tanks. So it could be drilling operation. Oh yeah, something's going on. Look at all that. Well, that could be causing those earthquakes. whatever that is. Not too far away. See? Just from there to there. So, now let's look at the geysers. We've got 39 here today. Well, it's better than yesterday. So most of these are under 1. We have, here's a 2.2. That looks like the highest. Here's another 2.2. So, there's our earthquake report. Things are moving. Do y'all want to see Austin, Nevada? Austin, where all those earthquakes are happening? Why not? If people don't want to watch, they can tune out. This is the area where all those earthquakes are happening, right around here. So I don't know what Dutch Sense would say about that. The area is now here are mountains, and it looks like this is the foothills area of these mountains. Okay, here's these round circles. In the middle of the mountains. So, anyway, I don't know if these are drilling operations or what. It looks like it could be. All of these little pads. It looks like that could be a well for drilling. It's not real distinct. Sometimes they're really distinct. You can really see them good. Just depending on where they are. But yeah, it could be drilling operations. So it's a whole lot of them. Look at all those roads, and they all go somewhere. Could be. Looks like a spider's web, doesn't it? So not too far away. Oh, here's something. This looks like some kind of mining thing. Some kind of pit. So, yeah, it's probably from mining operation. So, I am going to sign off for tonight. Well, let's see if anything else came in that we need to look at first. We saw that one. I think we got them all. So I think that's a wrap. So I do believe we are in the end times. And everyone needs to get your spiritual house in order while you still have time. And if you'd like to support my work, I have a Subscribe page for $5 a month. You can subscribe and support my work, and I put public and private posts up there, and you get an email every time I put up a post. I put up news items, I put up methane reports, I put up spiritual messages, all kinds of stuff. So, love to have you over there in these last few days and weeks and hours before the last part starts to happen and everything starts going down. So until next time, God bless you, go in peace, and goodbye.